thoughts on winter feeding. Me personally, we have in the past, we decided to put things, it was a bad winter, we put out hay and stuff. And through articles we've read around and things we've noticed, deer become, they know what they're doing this time of year. They know how to survive these winters. Some winters are worse than others. And I know people that they'll put out corn, and then once the snow gets so bad, they stop. Well, that's really bad. If you're gonna feed, you have to start, and you gotta finish out until the year. You can't just leave them high and dry like some people do. Hay and stuff, that's really hard to digest for them. So you don't want to really use hay, even though I know a lot of people that do. But then once again, they'll stop if they can't get out there because the snow is deep, and that's leaving them high and dry again. Well, then another problem is that if you do start feeding like that, then they become reliant on that, and then they concentrate in that area, leaving them. It's harder for them, leaving them susceptible to predation and stuff like predators or anything like that. So what we do is we let them survive the way they do. When things get, winter time is their time to survive on woody browse, hardwood regeneration, and if we decide we're going to help them out, which we do through habitat work, we work on our food plots and stuff in the winter, because winter time is a good time for food plots, because then you don't have to worry about oak wilt and stuff. You can kill oaks by cutting them in the summer and stuff. So what we'll do is we'll cut the trees down, and like last year, for instance, we cut a bunch of trees down to get ready for the food plots, or we're working on food plots. And shortly after, the winter got bad, and we were able to get out there later, but we could see tracks everywhere on those trees that were down. They used that to survive. But we were working on several areas, so they weren't concentrated on one area. They still moved around. So what we do is we let them survive, because that's what they're used to. They've been doing this for a long time. And on the harder years, we'll give them a hand by just doing our work, and putting everything out. Later in the winter, we will, when things are starting to green up, we keep a mineral site all the time either way. We add mineral to the ground either way. But as far as winter feeding, that's how we do it. We just knock down a tree here and there, and that's about it. So what do you say about that? Man of many words. Another thing I'd like to add is, recently I just read an article about killer corn. Especially if you let the deer get to this point of starvation, and then you start saying, hey, I'm going to start feeding them corn, I'd really stay away from that, because there are some that aren't adapted to that. So if you start going out there and you start throwing corn out, they can actually die on full stomachs. So we wouldn't be doing that. Like I said, if you really want to help, I'd really suggest just cutting down a tree and letting them get to the top of that woody browse.
Be sure to like and subscribe to our page, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook to see any additional content, and comment down below maybe something else you want to see from us in the future.